Are you over 40 and secretly believe your biggest dreams are already out of reach? What if everything you've been told about too late is a lie, especially for women in their prime? This video will dismantle that destructive myth, revealing why now is actually the perfect time for your greatest aspirations to bloom. There is a silent, heavy belief that so many women carry once they cross 40. It doesn't announce itself loudly. It doesn't show up with drama. It arrives quietly, disguised as a passing thought. Maybe I missed my chance. Maybe this is as good as my life gets. Maybe the big dreams belong to younger women now. If you've ever felt that, you're not alone. Women in their 40s, 50s, 60s whisper these fears to themselves all the time, even when they appear confident to the outside world. And society reinforces this message constantly, in subtle ways, in outright ways, in ways that sink into your bones. Somewhere along the line, you were taught that your timeline was supposed to look a certain way, that success had an expiration date, that reinvention was risky, that change was for people who hadn't settled down yet, that your dreams should shrink as your responsibilities grew. But here's the truth almost no one ever says out loud. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not done. In fact, you are standing at the beginning of the most powerful chapter of your life. Because something remarkable happens after 40. You shed the noise. You shed the expectations. You shed the pressure to perform, to please, to prove. And what begins to emerge is something far more real, a clearer sense of who you are and who you want to become. The dreams that show up now, they're not impulsive, they're not fantasies, they're not naive, they're grounded in wisdom, they're shaped by experience, they're fueled by a deeper understanding of what actually matters to you. This is the chapter where the shoulds lose their power. This is the chapter where your voice gets louder. This is the chapter where you realize that the timelines you compared yourself to were never designed for a woman as multidimensional, resilient, and insightful as you. In this video, we're going to talk slowly, gently, honestly about the myth of too late. We'll explore why society feeds it to women, why we internalize it, why it feels so convincing, and why it is, without question, a lie. More importantly, we'll uncover the extraordinary truth. Your biggest dreams are not behind you. They are waiting for you, now that you are finally ready for them. So take a deep breath. Settle into this moment. Let your shoulders drop, your mind soften, your heart open. This is your reminder that your second act is not a continuation of the first. It is an entirely new story waiting to be written. And you're just getting started. Before we talk about what's possible for you now, we need to talk about the lie you've been surrounded by for decades. The lie that somehow, at some invisible point in a woman's life, the window for dreaming closes. And the moment you believe it, even a little, the world starts to feel smaller. Your choices feel narrower. Your voice feels quieter. You start to measure yourself against timelines that were never truly yours. You compare your path to people who lived entirely different lives. You scroll through curated feeds where everyone seems ahead, fulfilled, accomplished. And somewhere inside, a whisper begins. I'm too late. The whisper grows louder every time you see someone younger doing something you always wanted to do. It shows up when your kids leave home, when your career plateaus, when your relationships shift, when you finally have space to think and wonder if you've already missed your moment. But here's what no one tells you. That whisper isn't truth. It's conditioning. It's the echo chamber created by a society that romanticizes youth and undervalues the brilliance that comes with age, especially for women. You've heard those messages everywhere. Subtle comments about slowing down, jokes about being past your prime. The assumption that ambition belongs to younger generations. The expectation that your role now is to maintain, not build. You've been taught to celebrate women in their 20s for potential, while women over 40 are judged by what they've already done. But what if that entire framework is wrong? What if your potential expands with age instead of diminishing? What if everything you've lived through, every challenge, heartbreak, career shift, reinvention, mistake, triumph, has been preparing you for dreams that require the depth you have now? Comparing yourself to others only makes the myth feel stronger. You see highlight reels of people hitting milestones earlier than you, achieving goals you once wanted, but you don't see their fears, their doubts, their sacrifices, their regrets. You don't see the full story. You don't see the parts that would make you realize you're not behind at all. You're simply on your own timeline. And digital culture? It amplifies the lie. It tells you that speed matters more than depth, that early success is worth more than meaningful success, that your life should follow a linear path, which is the opposite of how real life actually unfolds. But here's the truth. Every woman over 40 deserves to hear clearly. You are not too late. You are not past your prime. You are not done building, becoming, or dreaming. You are just at the age where your dreams have context, where they come from wisdom, not insecurity, authenticity, not pressure. Your life is not behind you. Your life is happening right now. And the belief that your age limits your possibilities, that belief is the only thing standing in your way. There is a quiet, powerful truth that women rarely hear, especially not from the world around them. You are actually more equipped for your dreams now than you ever were in your 20s or 30s. It sounds almost unbelievable at first, right? Because the narrative we've been fed our whole lives says the exact opposite. We are told that life unfolds on a strict timeline, that dreams should be pursued young, that potential peaks early, that ambition has an expiration date. But that myth only works when you don't examine it closely. Because the moment you pause, the moment you breathe, the moment you look back at your life with honesty and softness, you begin to see what society won't admit. You have never been more ready than you are right now. Think about who you were at 25. You were hopeful, yes. Ambitious, yes. But you were also unsure, constantly comparing yourself, easily influenced, still trying to prove your worth to people who didn't even deserve access to you. Back then, you lacked the one thing time gives you: perspective. Life has shaped you, experience has sharpened you, challenges have strengthened you. Loss has humbled you. Love has softened you. Disappointments have taught you what truly matters. You now know yourself in a way you simply couldn't have earlier in life. You know what drains you and what energizes you. You know what you're willing to tolerate and what you're absolutely not. You know what kind of life feels aligned and what kind of life feels too small. This clarity is an enormous advantage, even if you've never called it that. The world tries to tell women that turning 40 or 50 means slowing down, becoming less relevant, being cautious, staying quiet. But the women who have lived enough life know the truth. This is the era where you stop living for other people's expectations and start living from a place of depth, intention, and authenticity. You don't chase things out of fear of missing out anymore. You pursue things because they feel meaningful. You don't say yes to impress. You say yes when it aligns with your soul. You don't crumble as easily when things go wrong. You've survived enough storms to know you can handle another. And that resilience you've built, the emotional muscle you've spent decades strengthening, is one of your greatest assets. Younger ambition burns hot but fast. Your ambition burns steady, strong, and true. Women over 40 often underestimate how powerful they are because society has never shown them examples. But look closely at the women who truly changed their lives. They did it after heartbreak, after reinvention, after clarity, after age gave them permission to stop pretending. This is the beauty of now. It's grounded, it's intentional, it's real. You are not running out of time. You are arriving at the moment when everything you've lived finally becomes usable. Your wisdom is an advantage. Your boundaries are an advantage. Your confidence is an advantage. Your lived experience is an advantage. You are not late. You are finally equipped. One of the biggest emotional weights women carry after 40 is the belief that they've missed their chance. You replay choices, paths not taken, dreams you abandoned because life demanded something else from you. You wonder who you could have been, if only. If only you'd gone for that job, started that business, pursued that passion, chosen differently, spoken up sooner, believed in yourself earlier. That internal dialogue can feel so heavy, so sharp, so personal. But here's the shift that changes everything. Those missed opportunities aren't dead ends. They are foundations, launchpads, invisible training grounds that shaped you quietly, steadily, purposefully. Think about it. Every job you thought was pointless taught you discipline, patience, or communication, skills your dream might require now. Every heartbreak taught you boundaries, which will protect your dreams going forward. Every wrong turn clarified what the right turn looks and feels like. Every disappointment softened your ego, but strengthened your resilience. Every sacrifice you made for someone else taught you compassion, a powerful force in any new beginning. You didn't drift off your path. You were being prepared for it. Sometimes the life you lived before wasn't a distraction. It was preparation. You weren't failing to chase your dreams. You were becoming the woman capable of fulfilling them. Imagine looking at your past not as evidence of what you lost, but as proof of what you've gained. What if that business idea you have now only makes sense because of the struggle you endured 10 years ago? What if the book you want to write is richer because you've lived enough to understand complexity, pain, joy, and truth in a way your younger self simply couldn't articulate? What if the clarity you have now is only possible because of the chaos you survived then? Your dreams didn't disappear. They matured with you. And what about the regret? The feeling that you're behind? That feeling doesn't come from truth. It comes from comparison, from timelines that were never designed for you, from watching other people's highlight reels and mistaking them for reality, from believing there is one perfect window for success. But windows don't close, they shift. And sometimes the window that opens later in life leads to a deeper, more fulfilling version of the dream you once had. You are allowed to build something new from the pieces of what you thought you lost. You are allowed to start again, not as a beginner, but as a woman with layers of wisdom behind her. You are allowed to reinvent yourself, not in spite of your past, but because of it. Right now, at this very moment, you hold skills, insights, emotional depth, and lived experience that your younger self didn't. And those things aren't weights, they are wings. Your past isn't evidence that you're too late, it's evidence that you're perfectly prepared. Your mistakes, your detours, your heartbreaks, your pauses, your sacrifices, they weren't the end of your story. They were the part that makes the next chapter possible and powerful. There comes a moment, usually somewhere after 40, when you feel a quiet stirring inside you. Not loud, not dramatic, not the kind of lightning strike inspiration movies talk about. It's subtler than that. A soft tug, a whisper, a thought you keep brushing aside because it feels too big, too bold, too unrealistic, too late. But here's the truth, no one tells women over 40. That whisper is your next chapter asking to be born. For most of your life, your dreams were filtered through responsibility: the kids, the partner, the career you had to build, the bills, the expectations, the survival years, the seasons where dreaming felt like a luxury you couldn't afford. And now, suddenly, you're standing in a quieter space. The noise has softened, the obligations have shifted, and for the first time, maybe ever, you have the emotional and mental room to ask yourself the question, what do I want? And that question feels both exhilarating and terrifying, because dreaming at 20 feels safe. You have time, you have flexibility, you have society's permission to fail and try again. But dreaming at 40, 50, 60, that requires courage. That requires honesty. That requires rewriting a story you've lived inside for decades. This chapter is about making that shift, gently, realistically, powerfully. The first step in igniting an age-defying dream is giving yourself permission to want something again. Women over 40 often suppress desire because it feels inconvenient. You tell yourself you should be grateful. You tell yourself you should be content. You tell yourself other people have it worse. But dreams aren't a betrayal of gratitude. They are an expression of self-respect. So start small. Sit with yourself in a quiet moment and ask, what lights me up now? What makes me feel alive? What would I pursue if nobody judged me? What dream have I carried for years but never dared to say out loud? Maybe it's writing a book. Maybe it's going back to school. Maybe it's starting a business. Maybe it's moving somewhere new. Maybe it's falling in love again with someone else or with your own life. Whatever it is, let it surface. From there, the path becomes less about giant leaps and more about small, courageous steps. Women often think dreams require quitting everything and starting fresh. But that's rarely how reinvention works. Reinvention is built in increments: 15 minutes a day researching, an hour on the weekend learning something new, a conversation, a notebook full of ideas, a decision to try instead of talk yourself out of it. And as you begin, you'll notice resistance, internal resistance. The voice that says, "Who do you think you are?" The voice that says, "People your age don't do this." The voice that says, "You should have done this sooner, not now." But please hear this, gently and clearly. That voice is not truth. It is conditioning. And conditioning cannot be the author of your future. So surround yourself with people who lift your dream instead of shrinking it. People who see your potential, not your age. People who remind you that the woman you are now is more capable, more resilient, more grounded than she has ever been. Igniting your dream isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring your now. the strongest, clearest, most self-aware version of you. The version of you who finally knows what matters and what absolutely does not. This is the chapter where you stop waiting, where you stop apologizing, where you stop assuming time has passed you by, where you look in the mirror and say, if not now, when? The final chapter of this journey is the one that feels the most hopeful. The realization that your future isn't a distant, unreachable horizon. It's being built in the choices you make today, in the courage you cultivate now, in the stories you decide to rewrite one breath at a time. There is an idea many women carry silently, that the best years are behind me. But look at the women who have changed the world, the women who have created late-life success, the women who refused to let a number define their destiny. Vera Wang became a designer at 40. Toni Morrison published her first major novel at 39 and won the Nobel Prize at 62. Julia Child learned to cook at 36 and published her first cookbook at 50. Grandmothers are becoming entrepreneurs. Mothers are becoming artists. Widows are becoming adventurers. Women who spent decades caring for others are finally beginning to care for themselves. Not one of them was too late. Neither are you. Your future is not predetermined by your past. It is shaped by your willingness to begin again. This chapter is about embracing the truth that your dreams don't have an expiration date. They have a starting date. And that date can be today. It begins with releasing the belief that you need perfect clarity before you take action. You don't. Most women discover the dream while moving toward it, not before. Clarity comes from stepping forward, not standing still. It continues with embracing imperfection. Starting over at 40, 50, or 60 does not look clean or easy, and it doesn't need to. Growth at this age is less about speed and more about depth. Every effort you make has weight. Every insight you gain has meaning. Every step reinforces that you are not done. You are in progress. And the beautiful part? Women over 40 have a superpower that younger women don't always have. You're done performing. You're done impressing. You're done people-pleasing. You're done chasing approval that never nourished you. You're done dimming yourself to fit into rooms that were never meant for you. Your dreams now come from a place of truth, not pressure, not comparison, not fantasy. That makes them stronger, more durable, more rooted. As you imagine your future, allow yourself to see a life that feels expansive. A life where you wake up excited. A life where your choices reflect your values, not your fears. A life where your age is not a barrier, but a badge. Proof of everything you've survived, learned, and become. Toward the end of this chapter, I want you to picture this. A woman, maybe 50, maybe 60, maybe 70, looking back on her life. She is smiling, not because everything went perfectly, but because she dared. She stopped believing the lie that time had passed her by. She took the risk. She followed the spark. She rebuilt. She reinvented. She lived on her own terms. That woman can be you. Your future does not ask for permission. It asks for participation. It asks for presence. It asks for willingness. You are not late. You are right on time. And the dream you think you've been too late for, it has been waiting for this version of you, the wiser, grounded, courageous woman you are today. Your future begins not someday, not eventually, not when everything is perfect. It begins now. I want you to take a slow breath and really let this moment land. Because what you just listened to wasn't simply a conversation about dreams or timelines or possibilities. It was a gentle unlearning, a soft dismantling of the lie you've been taught for decades, that time is something you can run out of, that dreams have an expiration date, that once you cross a certain age, your life becomes a series of limits instead of openings. But here you are, a woman over 40, wiser than you've ever been, still evolving, still growing, still discovering parts of yourself you never had the freedom to explore before. And somewhere inside you, something is waking up, a spark, a curiosity, a quiet knowing that whispers, "It was never too late. I was simply too early to understand who I truly am." Your 20s were for proving yourself. Your 30s were for building, sacrificing, carrying, surviving. But your 40s, 50s, 60s, these are the years where everything you've lived begins to make sense, where the patterns, lessons, heartbreaks, pivots, achievements, failures, and detours finally align into clarity. These are the years where you stop playing small. These are the years where you stop apologizing for wanting more. These are the years where you stop measuring yourself against people who never lived your life. These are the years where you stop believing the myth of too late, because now you know the truth. You are not behind. You are not done. You are not stuck. You are not past your prime. You are finally ready. Ready in a way you couldn't have been at 22. Ready in a way you didn't have time to be at 32. Ready in a way your younger self never had the emotional tools to understand. Everything you've lived through, every heartbreak, every reinvention, every failure, every triumph, every disappointment, every joy, has shaped you into a woman capable of dreaming with depth, not desperation. A woman capable of choosing with wisdom, not pressure. A woman capable of starting over with intention, not fear. You are not late. You are seasoned. You are sharpened. You are grounded. You are powerful in ways you couldn't have imagined when you were younger. And the dreams that are calling you now, they are calling you because of your age, not in spite of it. Because now you have the courage to pursue what's authentic. Because now you have the clarity to know what matters. Because now you have the strength to let go of what doesn't. Because now you have the emotional maturity to walk toward something meaningful, not impressive. If no one told you this before today, let me be the one to say it clearly. You have not missed your moment. Your moment is unfolding right now. You are allowed to want more. You are allowed to start fresh. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to build something new, something beautiful, something deeply yours. Whether your dream is to write, paint, start a business, go back to school, move across the world, travel, love again, reinvent yourself, or simply live more peacefully, you are allowed to begin. Not when you feel ready, not when everything is perfect, not when everyone else approves, but now. Exactly as you are. Your age is not a limitation. Your age is your advantage. Your future is not shrinking. Your future is expanding. And your story, it is nowhere near finished. So as you step out of this video and back into your day, carry this truth with you. You are not chasing time. Time is aligning with you. Your biggest dreams aren't behind you. They're waiting right where you're headed. And I promise you this, the version of you who follows them, she will look back one day and say, "Thank God I didn't believe it was too late." Your second act is calling, and it's going to be extraordinary. Before you go, I want to invite you to join this community of women rediscovering themselves after 40. If you found comfort, clarity, or even just a moment of peace in this video, please subscribe. It helps this channel grow, and it helps more women find the support they deserve. And if you have a second, leave a like and a comment. I would love to hear what resonated with you the most. Thank you for being here. Truly.